Good evening to you. My name is Harith, and I am from Management and Science University, MSU. Currently, I am doing a Bachelor of Pharmaceutical Technology, final year. Okay, so today, what we're going to learn is a basic topic, which is thin layer chromatography in pharmaceutical analysis. Okay, so can you introduce yourself a bit, like your background, where are you from?
So hi, my name is Muhammad Mirza bin Sham, and I'm student at MSU 2, and I'm taking diploma in management, and I'm stay at section 7 Shah Alam.
Okay, thank you. So, uh, to in this topic, what are you going to learn is the basic principle on what is thin layer chromatography, or we call as TLC, and the definition, the methods, and the purpose of the TLC. Okay, TLC is thin layer chromatography. Okay, next, what is thin layer chromatography? First one is it is a technique used to identify compounds and to determine their purity of mixture. Means we need to know what is this particular compound and what is the polarity. Okay, and is it can be used to separate many different mixtures in the compound, and it is also cheap and widely used in pharmaceutical industry and food industry. Okay, in TLC, they only involve qualitative analysis, which is the results will be only involved in numbers, data, and measurement. Okay, there are two types, qualitative and quantitative, but in TLC, they only have qualitative analysis. Okay, so next, okay, first one is this is the stationary phase. Okay, first one is the TLC plate is made of aluminum or glass. Okay, aluminum of glass. Okay. Um, the TLC plate will put in the later on they will put in the chamber, which is the TLC chamber. Okay, the plate is coated with fluorescence in 0.3 millimeter thickness and added by fluorescence. And the silica used as stationary phase, there are type of silica, which is silica gel G25, and cellulose. And the sample separation is depends on the polarity of the sample. Okay. As for mobile phase, the mobile phase will go up on the plate depending on the sample polarity. Uh, as I explained before, the stationary phase, when the stationary phase is polar, the solvent which is the mobile phase, will bring the polar compound more further on the silica gel plate. Okay, later on I will show the video. And the next one is the only volatile organic solvent is used in the mobile phase. Thirdly, more polar the solvent, the further it will move the polar compound up on silica gel plate. Silica gel plate. Silica gel plate is the TLC plate. This is the stationary phase. Okay, stationary phase and mobile phase is different. Mobile phase is liquid. This one is mobile phase, hexane, for example. And mobile phase is made to see the particular drug will have different retention factor value in a system. Retention factor is a formula, means the solvent travel and the compound travel on the TLC plate. Okay. There are two types of TLC. Okay, there are reverse phase and normal phase. Reverse phase, the stationary phase is non-polar and the mobile phase is polar. But for normal phase, it is opposite towards reverse phase, which is polar and non-polar. Usually we use reverse phase in TLC. So we need to only remember the reverse phase. then you can identify the normal phase. Okay, this is the thin layer chromatography diagram. As you can see here, this is the TLC chamber. Okay, it is a glass, made of glass, and then we have TLC plate, which is the stationary phase. Okay, and then the mobile phase, as I shown you just now, the hexane. Okay, and then the spotting line. The spotting line, we draw using pencil. Okay, the mobile phase will travel up to the TLC plate, because TLC plate is a aluminum. It's like an aluminum, made of aluminum. Okay, they will travel along the way up to the TLC plate. Okay, later on I will show the video. Are you are you okay? Do you understand? I understand. Okay. So now we will look into the methods. I will show you the video. Okay, as you can see here, this is the TLC plate, and then this is TLC chamber, and then this is the mobile phase, the solvent. We will draw the line here using pencil, because we don't use pen, because the mobile phase, which is the solvent, will travel go up. If you use pen, the dye will also go through the TLC plate. Okay, now this is the sample. We put on the spot only one drop. Oh, same goes to compound A, compound B, and compound C. Okay, and then we will put the TLC plate into the mobile phase. Do not exceed the line. As you can see here, the solvent goes through the TLC plate, and this is the mechanism of how it works in the uh, TLC plate, which is the stationary phase. So we can see here the affinity for the orange, the affinity towards the stationary phase is high, and for the green one, the affinity towards the mobile phase is high, because the mobile phase is non-polar, and the stationary phase, which is the TLC plate, is polar. Okay, this is silica gel is made of. Okay, why the orange one is down here? Because the the polarity of the orange is more polar than the polarity of the green one, which is non-polar. So non-polar will go more further from the mobile phase, because the mobile phase is non-polar. So now we take out the LC plate and we dry up. Okay, this is for the solvent front. Okay, we dry up. After drying, we will visualize into the UV lamp. So when we observe in the UV lamp, there are presence of uh, different dots. Okay. Then now we determine the retention factor. Okay, there are two steps. This is for chemical reaction. Okay, there are type of chemical used for specific types and function. Usually we spray on it. Okay, for the retention factor, this is the formula. Okay, the retention factor means that distance traveled by the component, which is this one. This is the distance traveled by component. As you saw just now, this the compound, right? They put on the spot, and then it will travel along the TLC plate, and then distance traveled by the solvent. So the solvent, which is the mobile phase, will go through up until the solvent front. Then you calculate. Okay, we have the sample. We have compound A, B, and C. As you can see here, they have different retention factor. Okay. For compound A, they have high polarity compound. For the compound C, they have low polarity compound, which is means that we knew that the mobile phase is uh, non-polar. So the sample is we want to determine the presence of which compound is present in the sample. So we already knew that compound A and compound C is present in the samples. Okay. So for the advantages, the first advantage of TLC is they are cheap because they are not involving too much apparatus and machine. And then second one is they are simple because easy to install it or run it. And then the process can be seen by naked eyes because you can see my previous slides, the work done manually and not using any machine. So the results also can be seen easily using our naked eyes. And then the last one is they are able to use various chemicals as detector. Okay. So thank you. That's all from me. Any question?
Yes, I have a question. Uh, is it only hexane used in the mobile base?
Hexane in the mobile phase. Not not only hexane can be used, but there are also another type of mobile phase, like like butanol, chloroform, methanol, and ethanol, for example. But the most common one is hexane because they are non-solvent. Okay.
Oh, I see. Okay.
Other question?
Nope.
Do you understand?
Yes, I understand.
Okay. So thank you for listening. Now, can you please scan this QR code and evaluate me?
All right.
You want to do it now or
Later on, I think.
okay, can you first scan it? Make sure you
Yeah,
evaluate
I
me.
already. All right. I already scanned the QR code.
Okay. Thank you for listening. Thank you for spending your time.
All right. No problem.
Right. Bye bye.
Bye.